A very, very warm good evening. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary. You are on my YouTube channel, arunfoot, and we are back with our daily Indian football discussions tonight once again. And we'll see what all we'll talk about. Of course, one of the things we will talk about is today's loss of the Kerala Blasters. Yes, the Blasters lost to Hyderabad FC 1-2 at home. Blasters took a lead. Hyderabad equalized, scored a second one, a controversial one, a penalty. And that's the one that we will have to talk about tonight. And then, of course, the Blasters were in no position to try and get back into the game. A little surprised about that, but yeah. Good evening, Geron Rare. Good evening, Mahesh. Once again, Kerala Blasters got robbed. Hello, sir. Leave decision aside, both sides missed so many opportunities as well. Yeah, Geron, that's also a fact. That in some sort of form or way, both the teams were not able to score of the opportunities that they got in the game. Not much to say, but it is a fact that this result for the Blasters was in its own little way very, very unlucky, because that penalty against Homi Pam wasn't a penalty, and that was clearly said or clearly seen also in the broadcast. So not luck on their side, and of course that Alex Saji situation with Jimenez also speaks for itself. So therefore, those kind of things were there, and it's difficult, I think, for the Blasters to process. But it's one of those realities. Mistakes do happen. Again, we've been speaking about this, that the refereeing generally has been better this season in the ISL, but but this today just wasn't good enough from the ref, and therefore, that is something which what happens. Kerala got dropped. What kind of references? Blue. Again, I think Eric said it very, very well. Most probably from his position, he couldn't see it. I don't think the referees are blind. I think that positioning is, in this case, was an issue. And we will certainly talk about it. 1 second, I do have to restart the system again. Why is this causing a problem? Sorry, guys. So that's the reality of the Blasters. Once again, not getting a needed result for them to get out of that trot that they seem to find themselves in the last few games. But on the other side, that's football. And again, they had enough time to turn things around and weren't able to. Let me get to Morales' question. Did anyone discourage you support Indian football because of lack of result or because of love for the country? Murray, let's put it this way. I take encouragement. If there's genuine encouragement from XYZ, it doesn't matter. I take it. If people are trying to discourage you or influence you negatively, away from that kind of a situation and rather focus on the positive things, on the good things. And that's, I think, the challenge that we have with Indian football these days. And that I rather take the positives and not look at the negatives. If I keep on looking at the negatives, I can just focus on the negatives. And I love India. I love football. But I also say that as much as I love India and I love football, I also love Germany and German football as well. So I always say that with my roots, my heritage, which are Indian, but I'm born and brought up over here. Khamshad is my hometown. So therefore, but it is difficult. It's not easy, and I'd say it's a little different than for others. So therefore, from that perspective, I would say I try and follow it in my own way. Like to do my own things and try and influence things in a positive way. Sorry, just have to re-enter the streaming service in the background. Yeah. Um, so that's something which is there for me, and which is which is very very important, and I will never stop. And so therefore, yeah, that's a reality. Um, does it work? Doesn't it work? For me, it works. I've done. I've been doing this now for so long that I myself have to accept certain things if I like it or not. But yeah, for me, very very important. But why KFC players and coach was arguing with the Hyderabad FC players and coach? It was the official decision. Kieran, I don't know what they were discussing or what they were arguing about. Let me be honest. Again, we're not on the pitch. Maybe there was something else as well that happened during the game, during the match, and the Blasters were not happy about it. You have these kind of conversations post match, which can be sometimes a little bit more animated, um, positive or negative. Again, it's a different discussion on that, but on that, those kind of things do happen on the field. Uh, did Canvas see lightly so many changes? I don't think so. I don't think they took them lightly. And if they did, that would be, would be arrogance, sheer arrogance. And I don't think that was the approach of the Blasters. I think that Hyderabad is better than they have been in the last few years. That's also a fact. Therefore, um, yeah, I think I don't think the Blasters or Mikkel Store will take any opponent lightly in the ISL. I think he's learned that lesson now in the ISL that you shouldn't take any opponent easy because it's not going to help you, right? It's not going to serve you well. Who your thought? Yeah, there's a talent. There's a young talent out there, but let's give him time. Let's give him time. Let's not get carried away. I know a lot of you want to do that. Uh, you know, um, but to me, again, um, let's wait and see what he does. But he needs a little bit more time. Not a penalty, and meanwhile, you didn't see two penalties in Hyderabad box by Alex Nachi. One was a handball on also blocking Jimenez. Yeah, yeah, and um, yeah, and it just adds up sadly today. But I really don't like the ref attitude after decision. Maybe AFF will take action against him. What was the attitude problem of the ref, Kieran Rea? What do you want the referee to do? Right? On one side, we've said multiple times in these lives, you know what, the referee is not confident enough, the referee is not this, is rough. And then once he shows confident and maybe even it goes about arrogance, then people are also not happy. What happens with the referee after the game? Anything, or they face no consequences for the performance? Or they normally have a rundown. Um, you know, they sit down with the match commissioner. They will also, I think, have a conversation post this with Trevor Kettle, the head of the AIFF referees department, and yeah, and then it'll be discussed, and then I don't know, he might sit out because he's been actually this referee Das was doing actually quite well before today, right? Do you think in India, if five state FA function properly, would get chunk of player? Theoretical question, morally. Yeah, could work, but could also fail. Guru was impressive, yes, Mahesh, but let the boy play. Again, let's not get carried away. Let the boy play. Let him get his time, exposure, and then we'll see. Kerala Bus is trying to copy Barcelona and build kids team. Babalu's animation, they are far away from that. Again, giving the one or the player a chance or being forced to give the one or the other player a chance also. Som is of had played because of Sachin Suresh's injury. Um, yeah, that's something which is there. In early days working football, did you have ambition to meet big footballers or get autograph because we fans wait to get autograph? No, never had that. Not a big fan. I think that's one of the things which I realized afterwards. My collection of photos is actually not that good. Even the other day, for example, in Kolkata, I was sitting or standing with a lot of legends of the game at the derby, but didn't take click any pictures with them. So or didn't even click a picture in the Salt Lake Stadium. So I've not had that fascination. After that goal against China in Asian Games, Rahul KP's performance is not that great. Yeah, I think Rahul KP is one of those players. Yeah, where I would like to see more, a lot more, right? And yeah, it's sadly not there, and it will take time, I guess. And Rahul KP has to do more. Rahul KP has to do more. He has to convince the coach. I think that was very well explained by Eric Partulu during the live today. Is that players like him need to be, you know, putting pressure, forcing the coach to say, you know what, I want to play this player or I need to play this player, and that's something which sadly is not happening at the moment. Referee is blind. How the hell he gave penalty, daylight robbery? Again, Kumar, yeah, your opinion, but mistake is a mistake if it's a robbery or not. Yeah. Curious question. One thing, if Indian football not doing good, but they improved a lot. Can you rephrase it, Murali? Sorry, not understanding the questions. Referee can't see Alex Haji clear hand and pull down on Jesus, but saw that hand now. How? I don't know. You have to ask the referee. Again, I don't even know how he can see it from his position that there is a hand contact, right? India bids plans to host Olympics. Your thoughts? Many people criticize country doesn't come in top 10, should not host. Your thoughts? Murali, they're bidding. Um, you know, and the bid doesn't mean that India will host, right? There are other countries who are also going to bid, and then let's see. Mistakes happens, but when you got some kind of support on other official, one is taking help of other officials. I think Gerard on the Hormi Palm penalty, I don't think that the linesman on that side can see it. On the ones with Alex Shaji, yes, they are. You see that they are talking, but if the linesman doesn't say doesn't support the references, listen, you know what this is a sure handball, and then they would communicate. What is he going to do? Can Kerala lodge a complaint here? Yeah, they can lodge a complaint, but nothing's going to happen. It's like look at the Champions League over the last 2 days. The mistakes by referees, even with VAR. So that's it. Do you think people nowadays overrate players just watching the performance a single match? Yes, Mahesh. That's why I said let Kuru play. We will hopefully see more of him, but at the moment, leave the boy alone. Don't make him a superstar. Parag doing a fine job in Hyderabad FC. Yeah, kid. Parag Shiva's doing well so far, even though the first goal, he'll have to wear that, that was his mistake. Very bad refereeing. Things are going out of hand. Akash, again, over exaggerating. Yes, today, big mistake, terrible mistake, but is it getting out of hand? I thought the refereeing has been better. We were talking over the last 2 3 days. The refereeing has been better this season. Can the referee take back the decision after the whistle? Anmol, in theory, yes. If, for example, the linesman tells him, you know what, your decision is wrong, that this is what happened, or I think that this happened and you saw it like that, then the referee can, in theory, change his decision, and in this case, most probably would have given referee's ball. I think that's the only option he had. If it was it. But again, as I say, the linesman is on that side, the action is on this side. I don't think the linesman comes into play in this kind of situation. We've been playing really well. Yes, he is. Kieran Red can Kerala appeal formal pumps yellow card. Yellow cards, more likely. Um, Yeah, yellow card's more likely because you can get a yellow or a red card overturned, but with the penalty, that's an instant decision by the ref. He doesn't have technical support of a VR system, so therefore, yeah, as bad as it is, but that's it. Forget today's game, but Kerala not doing well in this season. They miss some kind of spark. Yeah, and I don't know. I've seen some pictures of the stadium in Kochi. I don't know if it's true, but it looked like that the stadium was relatively empty today, right? So, is it having an impact? Not sure. Um, just looking at the table, very interesting to see. Of course, at the moment, if you look at the bottom half, the Blasters are now 10th with 8 points from 8 matches. Hyderabad have 7 from 7. Mohammedan 4, East Bengal none. Odisha have 8 also from 7. Um, -4 goal difference for the Blasters. Looks like yeah, uphill task at the moment for the Blasters. I think they um, will have to turn it around quickly, no? Because last few results. Um, lost to Hyderabad today, lost in Mumbai, lost to Bangalore FC, 3 losses in a row. Before that, had won in Kolkata on that Sunday. So therefore, yeah, Michael Storer and his team need to turn things around. And I think Jimenez is scoring goals, so that's on one side a good one. Um, but on the other side, I think Adrian Luna needs to yeah, show more. Why is VR expensive? Can't we just have one guy watching GeoCinema live and on call with ref? Babalu's, uh, if you have to install a system, it will have to have cameras. It will have to have the lines, the technology, the education of the referees for a VAR. I mean, one guy watching GeoCinema live and call with ref doesn't work that way. You might, it has to be properly sorted out, because if on GeoCinema you don't see what has happened, what happens then, right? And this was today a clear cut mistake from the ref. Yeah. Um, in other cases, um, yeah, I think that's the other side. It's yeah. Do you think Hormy is overhyped? Blue, is aren't most of our Indian footballers overhyped? I mean, again, we've had already people asking about Kuru, where I think let the boy play, let him showcase himself, let him prove himself. Um, it's not an easy one. Let the boys play. Few months back, a rumor came like a small version of VAR is going to introduce from tournaments like Super Cup, Federation Cup, and look what those tournaments are not going to happen. Um, Yeah, but Maish, you're going by rumors. There was never talk of using VR in the Super Cup or Federation Cup. If you're going to install it, you will use it. The ISL will use it first, right? But in the ISL, even the clubs know what the cost is involved. Um, yeah. Mona says you said player often hyped a lot after one ISL performance. If a player repeats same thing in AFC performance, good in AFC one match, will you consider? No, one match, someone has to prove it over a certain period, and it's not even over through three. We have had now players who are playing 4 or 5 good matches, and then they suddenly disappear, and then they have got 3 4 good matches. This has to be consistent. Stadium was not empty, so it will never be. Mahesh, it has been in the past, right? So therefore, yeah. Irfan Yadva, Chennai FC player, as a player, how do you see he called for national team? Your thoughts, India players called for Malaysia. Irfan is a up and coming talented striker. And for me, it's on one side a good call up, because I think Irfan deserves um, to showcase himself at international level, maybe, or at least in front of Manuel Marcus in training, because we're looking for options and we don't have a solution, and therefore for me, um, it's a good opportunity to have a look at him. And yeah, and let's see. Again, this is, I did a video earlier today. If you haven't, do watch it, where I asked the question: should Manolo play his best 11, or should he test players versus Malaysia? Which I find a very interesting question myself, because March is coming up. These are the last matches before the March window, and if Manolo wants to try out things, uh, yeah, this is now the time to try and see what he can get and what he can do. So therefore, for me, um, that's the one. Irfan coming in. Let's see. 7, 8 matches are enough now to see which team is doing what in the ISL. We can't say now, it's early season. To me, gear and red, yes, you will say 7, 8 matches, 1/3 of the season gone. But I feel this season a lot of teams haven't settled yet. We've seen now Goa jump up, Mumbai is coming up as well. We see that Punjab FC, Jamshedpur FC are moving, sort of trending downwards. Let's see what in the next 2, 3 matches, East Bengal can do under Oscar Bruzon. If they get 2, 3 wins, suddenly they are way up higher than they are currently. So therefore, I still, again, last season we got a feel, not even at the midway. At the midway, Goa, Blasters, and Odisha were at the top, and in the end, uh, uh, you know, um, uh, and then Mumbai City and Mohun Bagan were at the top. So therefore, I would wait. If you ask me, still early for me. Referee was poor, but Kerala Blasters have no one but them to take responsibility of this performance. Fans deserve better. That's an interesting one, na Shairi? That is an interesting point that you raise. Referee mistake, 100%. But again, would they have won the game if the referee had not made that mistake, or would have ended in a draw? So that is then the question: is that at home with that crowd support, um, it's, in my opinion, it's not enough, and therefore you're raising a very valid point. I think the Blasters need to be careful that, this blame game that other teams have also done. Oh, it's the fault of the referee. Oh, it's this, it's that. They then forget, in my opinion, that again, you also did not play a good game. So therefore, that's something which we should not forget. Today's referee in Kerala Blasters are such a vibe. They always do everything that makes them look like a joke and helps others laugh even on a tough day. Loving this Blasters downfall. Yeah, Rachit, I guess you're enjoying it. And you add, Vibin should join Mumbai City FC ASAP to make his career great, because at the end of the career, it's trophies that counts. Yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Huh? He's still young. He still has time on his side. Do you think MFA and Meghalaya FA is showing way forward for other state FAs? Um, More than the Meghalaya FA or even the Goa FA who've come forward and banned these players? The Mizoram FA, yes, 100%. I mean, I said that the other day. Again, another thing, did a video on that. If you haven't seen it, a couple of days back, where Mizoram Football Association bans clubs, officials, players. Um, they acted against age fraud earlier this year as well. So therefore, Mizoram is trying to do their what they can do. I think Mizoram is trying to do their bit to try and help Indian football. And again, it's not easy for them. It's again, it's Indian football, and from that perspective, they're doing that. So therefore, yes, they are showing the way for a lot of other people um, in Indian football. Wilmer Moonman's performance to a lot of missed passes, yeah, is part of it. No? Kerala Blasters are not settled at the moment. Don't look good. Really feeling bad for Luna. If he was in Mumbai City FC or in BFC, his confidence will be something else. I feel. Gerendra, the question is it about confidence or is it about his own performance level after injury? Right? I think it's not about confidence. It's also about the pressure of being with the Blasters. Do you think Malaysia is superior to India, or both of them in equal level, or current form matters? I would normally say India would be better than Malaysia. Having seen Malaysia at the Asian Cup, I would then put Malaysia ahead of us, and current form is also, uh, uh, um, yeah, it's something. Um, I don't know who's superior. I would hope that we can get a result out of that game. Malaysia is also not playing with their best team. That's also a fact. So let's see what kind of team, um, yeah, Manolo Marcus puts out. What's the difference between VR and VR Lite? Anmol, VR is the full video assistant referee system, and VR Lite is some sort of cut down basic system, which is there. And does it work? Doesn't work? Again, I think VR Lite system is something that the AFC's developed with certain. Yeah. So let's see. People laughed at me when I said earlier today that Blasters will lose this match to increase the sales of tissues. And now I'm laughing at them where they are all went underground. Yeah, I think the banter now between Mumbai City and Kerala Blasters has reached next level. I mean, even Fiago is talking about it here in Germany, and friends were asking me about this whole thing. So yeah, this whole thing has gone to a next level. Pritham Kotal's action against Alex Shaji was funny. Only Alex was cool, actually. I don't think it was funny. I think Pritham was angry about something. Again, the Blasters are, all of them are trying to push themselves and their team to be successful, and it's not working out for them. So therefore, be it Pritham, be it the others, they were not happy with something or the other, and then yeah, then these kind of actions come around, right? So um, if you ask me, yeah, that happens. In the end, it will be Mumbai and Mohun Bagan fighting for the Shield. BFC will face the same down first go had last season because Bristol sponsored BFC this time. Okay. Sporting Club defeated Manchester United. Manchester. Sporting Club de Portugal defeated Manchester City twice, not at all. Or City was very poor in defending. Do you think Rotary Press is best? Um, it is a surprise. The result is a surprise. In one-off matches, Sporting can beat City. Why not? Yeah, and Rotary is missed, and this is not the best phase of Manchester City. So, whom do you think the most standard players in India at present? Emmanuel, if I go by talent, surely Changte. Mm, and most probably go talent-wise also Apuya as a midfielder. Mm, yeah, and the younger ones have to prove themselves to me. Expecting 2-2 draw tomorrow, says Rachit from BF's Bangalore FC versus Northeast United FC. Yeah, it should be an exciting game. Northeast United coming with a lot of confidence, and BFC of course lost the last match in Goa. Yeah, should be interesting. Kerala Blasters basically spent last transfer window sitting around when it came to domestic players. Marvelous animation. I don't think they were sitting around. I think the question, uh, you know, um, I think I think it is that they most probably wanted certain players. I know that they were looking to bring in a defensive player, but other clubs were demanding more. So let's see. Malaysia announced squad against Laos and India. Yes, Mahesh, they've done. Big shout out to Paras Shiva's pro single handedly healed my mental health today. Yeah, but he could have been also the villain if you look at it. The first goal, Kuru, against him. So, yeah. Good evening, Mayank. I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. Do you think the League Shield race is still open for grabs? Yeah, 100%. We are nowhere near um, a decision on who can, who will, and win the League Shield. To me, if you ask me, yeah, we're very, very far away from that, and we're still at the start of that journey, so to say, on who's going to win the League Shield. I think will open up. Do you see Michael Oliver poor refereeing against PSV? Yes, Neil. I saw some clips. Therefore, um, it happens even in Europe, even with VAR, English referee, a lot of things. Vibin is best defensive midfielder in India as of now. Top-notch player, can take corners too. Top control on ball. Again, should join Mumbai City FC ASAP. Yeah, I think Rachit, you've said it. Is he the best? I don't think so. He's not the best. He's one of the best, but he's not the best. The best is a coin toss between Apuya and Suresh. Mohammedan was promising in the beginning, but lost all the momentum. Akash, I think the reality. Um,
of Mohammedan Sporting having a good start, but then arriving in the ISL and then losing what you call momentum, and that's a challenge for them now. That's a challenge for them now to try and turn it around. I think it's not an easy one. It's not an easy thing to turn things around and get the best result. So for them, yeah, it's gonna be a tough season. Right, over 30 minutes. As always, welcome to Arunfoot, my YouTube channel. My name is Unava Chaudhary. If you haven't, please, if you like what you're seeing, what you're hearing, do leave a like behind, and also share it with others so potentially people can join us. 8 likes only so far, guys. We can do better. We've been having 31 likes in the last few days. And if you want to come back and watch regular videos, yeah, do subscribe to the channel. 1,907 subscriptions so far on the channel, and also do watch the short videos that I make every day. um, did a video today asking the question if Manolo should play his best 11 or try out players. Yesterday was about probables, and the day before, of course, about the manipulation in the Mizoram Premier League, and had asked 3 days ago the question, what's the status in regard to AIFF and FSTL extending their contract? So therefore, do have a look at those as well. As always, thanks, guys, for watching and subscribing. I do welcome the support. I think it's the most competitive season of ISL so far. Mank, I think we seem to be saying this every year. Uh, uh, you know, uh, 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 you know. Um, is it the most competitive? We'll have to see. Early prediction, considering a tough competition, the difference between the team finishing first and 12th will be 12 points more, and will finish 13th. Let's see, Rachit. Can you compare the quality of ISL with any other Asian leagues? Do we fit in top 10 at Asian level? I don't think we are top 10 at the moment. I think if you look at Japan, you look at Korea, you look at Qatar, Saudi, UAE, Iran, Australia, look at the ASEAN countries, right, of Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia. I don't think we fit into a top 10. So we're below all of these leagues, I feel. Do you think we got a lot of illiterate football people and a lot of online classes, coaches? Yeah, Brendan, that's the thing. I think, um, you know, that's part of the problem. If people don't want to accept realities, or they buy their own narratives, it's a problem for Indian football, and hopefully things will change. But I think it's a huge challenge to try and change this understanding, the will, desire to learn, to understand what is happening, why is it happening, where is it happening. That for me, I think, is always a big challenge. Do you think certain player profile not good, but on the ground they are on different level? Example, Vasquez and also they are not good on paper, but on pitch they're fire. Who said they're not good on paper? Who said that? Right? The whoever said that, you know, um, I think if people are saying that, then again we come to that: do they know? Yeah, and these are quality players, and they need to be respected. So why people from Kolkata don't like you? Most of my Bengali friends say you always disrespect East Bengal and Mohun Bagan. I told them, sir, talk some facts, but they don't want to accept. See, that's the problem. They don't want to accept the realities of their clubs, because they want to, they're defending the indefensible, in my opinion. When their clubs, again, it was quite funny when East Bengal and the Anwar Ali case was happening. Mohun Bagan fans were, oh, we are real, we are true, blah blah, and then the whole AFC Champions League 2 issue happened, and then they did the same thing. They are disrespectful to football. That is my problem, and I speak not only facts about them, I will speak facts about the other teams as well. And people can like it, people don't need to like it, but it's for me to speak about things. So for me, as I said, it's a very clear thing, that whenever these clubs do something wrong, I will speak about it if I think that they're wrong. And when they do something right, I say that. But they've done more wrong than right over the last few years, and therefore I will speak about it. I hope UCL will be won by some new team this year. Tired of Madrid, Bayern, Barca, Milan teams. Neil, let's wait and see. BFC A licenses, B license, such a fraud, which is a roadblock in our progress. I feel. I don't think the A and B licenses are your problems. I think your C, your C and your D are your problems. By the time you get into A, you have to have certain standards, certain level. Otherwise, you will not get to the A level. So therefore, yeah, it's not at that level. It is at the lower levels. Not AFF, it's AFF license. Yeah, but it's called AFC A and AFC B. So therefore, from the name, you're right. But again, if for Indian standards, it is a question. And again, it's a challenge. Are we getting the right coaches? Are the coaches doing the right things? Are they learning the right things? Are they implementing the right things? Uh, you know, um, it's a huge challenge for Indian football, I feel, and there is no easy or a straightforward solution to these things, right? So therefore, for me, we need to be better. We need to bring out better coaches in Indian football. We need to be more successful. If we want to be more successful, we need to bring out more coaches and better coaches, and therefore that's one of the biggest challenges. I always say it's about structuring grassroots, it's structuring youth football, it's better quality coaches and better quality competitions. I mean, if I saw yesterday the interview of Ishfaq Ahmed on 420 grams, and Ishfaq is very, very right. If you see how many matches kids in Japan and Korea play, and we're not even talking about club football in Japan and Korea, it's structured via school football. They're playing 40, 50, 60 matches. And our kids are happy if they are able to get 20 matches through a year. So therefore, these are things that we need to work on, need to build on. Otherwise, we're not going to get anywhere, and that's a huge challenge in my opinion. And things need to change, and and that's something where we are struggling massively at this moment within our system, and we need to be better. As I say again and again, we need to be much better than what we are at this moment for Indian football. So yeah, that's something which is there. Do you think IFA still control a few things of Indian football? By IFA, you mean the West Bengal body, Kieran Rare? Just let me know. Because if you're talking about the IFA, the parent body of football in Bengal, then I will tell you, no, they're not. I think there are other lobbies. Yeah, okay, yes. There are other lobbies which are much stronger within the AIFF these days, and the Bengal lobby, is rather not perceived to be weak, but is, in my opinion, weak, and that's a sad part. In early days they had upper hand in Indian football. Yeah, they had, and we've had a lot of Bengalis in key positions in the federation. Um, the last Bengali president was Priyanjan Dasmunsi. Subrat Datta was a senior vice president. Kushal Das was running the federation as secretary for a certain period of time. Shunanda was the I League CEO. So from that perspective, I would say, if you ask me, you know, um, I think that we need to, Bengal football needs somewhat of a reset. No player from Bengal in the new called up Indian national team to me is a concern, is a worry. It's surprising, shocking, disappointing not to see a Bengali name in that list. And if the IFA doesn't do its homework, if the IFA doesn't do what is needed, yeah, this will be most probably the future. Mumbai football done well in recent years. Yeah, could do better. I have a special eye on Mumbai football because I worked there for a while for Mumbai City, and I think there are certain things which have happened, but um, you know, so let's see. Indian football was sleeping, went to coma, now it's dead. Is there a hope for a born again without a governing body held accountable? It's a long road. Um, Neil, if you very valid question, in my opinion. Um, the challenge, in my opinion, is to me the biggest problem is um, that we all push it onto the national body and say, listen, the governing body is this, the governing body is that, right? Um, the state associations have to play a role. Now, we were discussing a little earlier about what um, the Mizoram Football Association has done. I mean, to ban uh, 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 24 players, three club officials, three clubs. Um, that's a big step, right? The clubs need to step up. The academies need to step up. If the AIFF, if the state associations are not creating competitions, tournaments for you, it is on you to try and build something with other entities, right? And that is something where the clubs are not doing their stuff. I feel, they're not doing what they could, would, need to do, should do to try and build things, and that is something, yeah, which is a big ask at the end of the day. But it's not happening. In my opinion, it's not happening. It hasn't happened. It's not happening, and um, I hope it changes. But there's a lot of things to ask. Mumbai football is just relying on Mumbai City FC. Mumbai City FC extras says, and you add, sorry, there is no other well-known club in Maharashtra after Mumbai City FC. That's a reality at the moment, yes. In the past, you had Pune City, you had Pune FC, DSK Shivajins did well, Air India, Mahindra, ONGC, a lot of teams in and around Mumbai and Pune, but at the moment, yeah, Maharashtra football is what it is. So you have great respect in Mumbai football. I'm in touch with them. Dale D'Souza, so always appreciate your efforts. Thanks a lot, here and there. It's always happy to hear. I mean, I've tried to make my impact. I would have liked to maybe impact it a little bit more, but yeah, these are the realities. I agree. District, state, and national governing bodies are need to be accountable. 100% need. That's the biggest problem. Accountability of these bodies, but also, first of all, they need to be accountable, and those who are investing money need to play a role in these bodies, right? And that's something which again, the AFF structure, in my opinion, is wrong, because it's only the state associations or the states and even the services are represented in the AFF. Where is the representation of the clubs, right? Nobody talks about that. So we need to build those structures within the AFF and Indian football in a way. For example, the IFA is built by the clubs. The clubs are part of the IFA. In Goa, the clubs are part of it. But why is it only that you are at the state level, you're part of it, but you're not part of it at the national level? And it should be like in Germany, we have a clear-cut division: the state, the district associations, or not district, the regional or the state associations build it in such a way that they are one chunk, and they represent amateur football, grassroots, even women's football. And on the other side is the professional top level clubs and the top league. The Bundesliga and the top, Bundesliga 1 and Bundesliga 2 clubs are represented. And so therefore, this is something which I think we need to also look at and need to build, because at the moment I feel it's not structured the right way. And but again, it's not even part of the discussion of the AFF and its new constitution, because the AFF and its new constitution discussion is rather about, how do you get representation of players. Um, the players are nothing without the clubs, but also the clubs are nothing without the players. So therefore, both sides in some sort of form way need to be represented. Right, nearly 45 minutes. Those of you who are listening or might be watching it later, do, if you like what you're hearing, what you're seeing, do leave a like behind, do leave a share behind. 13 likes so far. Thank you very, very much, everyone. And if you're new to the channel, do leave a subscription behind. 1907 is the number at the moment. Thanks a lot to all of you who are following and supporting. And let's go again. Next aim, as I said, is to reach the 2000 mark. And also to read and watch, not read, but rather watch and listen to the short videos. So therefore, that's something which is there. And yeah, let's see. At the moment, I feel Bangladesh football and Afghan football doing better than us without a good infrastructure. Afghanistan, without infrastructure, I agree. Bangladesh has built certain. If you look at what Bashundara Kings have built for themselves, what they have, it's not a question of infrastructure. I think I've said it a few times, Kiran. I think infrastructure is sometimes in parts of the world an added bonus. I think it's a question of what is the quality of coaching, what is the quality of what you're producing, what is the desire of the players. I fear now, not I feel, I fear now a lot of players are happy to play in the ISL and said, you know what, I'm getting my money and I'm sorted and I don't need to bother about anything else. And that to me is a concern. The Afghan footballers, again, look at the Afghan footballers which we lost to, right? That was a ragtag team. There were three or four players who didn't even have a contract. They just came, Ashley Westwood got the most out of them, and we were not able. Igor Stimac was not able to get anything out of that team, right? Women's football, Bangladesh has moved ahead of us over the last 2-3 years, and we are not even getting results against Bangladesh. So therefore, these are realities, and if we want to be better, if you want to be successful, then we have to do more. Too much money in Indian sports creating few problems. I feel even this issue is also harming our cricket as well. Yeah, I think it's not just football or cricket. I think it's all Olympic sports. I always say the example in Germany, the hockey players are complete amateurs. They pay to play the sport, you know. And in India, I have had conversations in the past with some of the biggest names in the history of the game, and they were always complaining I'm not getting enough. And I always used to show towards the German guys and said, uh, uh, you know, uh, you know, and that's they're not earning anything. They are Some of them are paying to play the sport, and this is something which I see with Indian Olympians, who then sort of demand after some level of success. I think there's it shows where things are going wrong. I think sports needs to be given a different importance in Indian society, and that's I think the challenge that will be, and not sure if we can sort it out and move ahead. But it's a big challenge. It's a massive challenge, and let's see if we can do something about it. The short-term solution will be OCI player playing for India, but how Indian fans can demand this from lawmakers? Neil, it's a topic, you know, which I have pushed since 2001. Different governments, different AIFFs, touch with FIFA, with AFC on the matter. Nothing has happened. I think yes, it's not even a short-term solution. I think it's a long-term solution. It is a short, mid, and long-term solution, in my opinion, because players of Indian origin have the basics which our players don't have. And I hope, unlike in other markets where players have made the mistake, Philippines, for example, you've seen a lot of players. A lot of players have now come back to the Philippines, but they have actually not progressed. They've stagnated or even become worse. So the point to me is that if I'm getting a player from Europe or from North America to play for India, I want him to stay there. I don't want him to move to the ISL, right? And for example, an Indian player, Som Kumar for me is a very very good example. I think Som Kumar. I've said it now. I think X times in the last 2-3 weeks that I feel, uh, you know, um, that he should have stayed at least another year or two in Slovenia. I think he would have been a more complete goalkeeper. Now he has to learn it while playing, right? And that's something. It's a big ask. It's a big demand on the young boy. But I think if he played maybe another 2 years in Europe, he might have been a better goalkeeper and maybe even have an opportunity to stay in Europe. Now, of course, you've come back for a lot of money in India. Depending on how you do, I don't know, you don't know if the Blasters will keep him next season, or if they're going to say, what, we tried him, didn't work out, and we're going to try out other players. So that's a risk. Hi, Shumon, welcome back. I hope you're doing better. Keep sports like a sports. We Indians have tendency to make everything like corporate. Corporate's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's the question of realizing what is professional, what might be semi-professional, what is amateur, right? We are our whole system wants to be professional, but players cannot live of it. So therefore, for me, that's a challenge. That is a huge challenge where we are, and yeah, across sports. And there are amateur sports. Olympic sports often are amateur sports, but Indian athletes live off that. I know here in Germany a lot of athletes in fringe sports. Um, you know. They're either with the army or with the police or was an event in September when I was at a conference where they handed out checks of 300 euros for athletes who are studying to be able to study and you know um, study and play sports. So totally wrong thing. I think wrong approach. Do you think infrastructure often overrated thing? India, when we compare to South America, we're better, but quality matters. Yes, 100%. Coaching, competitions. Those are the most important things. Do you think infrastructure often overrated thing? India, when we compare to South America, we're better, but quality matters. Um, Sorry. OCI topic is such a suhavna sapna for Indian football with the ground reality we have according to the laws. Um, yeah, let's see. Let's see if the dream comes on fulfills itself one day. We often had view that European player, not only football but other sports, also have good finance backing. Our general narrative. Your thoughts? It's wrong. It's not true. The at the professional level, yes, but if you go down the system, it's not the case. Hi Abhishek, I'm doing well. Imagine Vikas Doso playing at that time for Indian team. If 2001 appeal of yours gets some success, Vikas by that time sadly was already playing for France, so Vikas would have never played for us. But who knows? Others could have. Sorry, came coming as a substitute after first half. Nice, Abhishek. Welcome. Sorry. One more thing in India, I feel we play multiple games in Dekna, Deki of others like to 12 or 13 each. We want to be cricket players, suddenly want to be a footballer, and later we want to be great at hockey. Here and rare, um, at a young age, a lot of athletes around the world play multiple sports. So um, that's you know, uh, not an exceptional situation. So therefore, for me, you can play 2, 3 sports and then decide what you want to do. Hi, Abhijit. Parthiv deserve a chance. Yeah, but like others well, right? So therefore, for me, he will get his chance. Is it possible to bring in third umpire system in football? Teams will have to review per match. Kamal, it there is something which was tried out at the Youth Women's World Cup. I don't know how it went, but let's see if it will be. But let's see what. But for that even to happen, you will have to have some sort of VR system. Who among these can play for India versus a lot? Sarpreet Singh, Jan Danda, Luciano Narsingh, Diego Bisheshwar, Neil Taylor, Danny Bath. Neil Taylor has retired, so he's out. Sarpreet has played for New Zealand, he's out. Luciano has played for the Netherlands, I think he's out. Jan Danda can play. Danny could play. Uh, uh, you know, Diego potentially could also play. Hi Manolo, thoughts on Kuru performance? Yeah, good. Um, very talented player. Let's give him time. FS still gives AIFF 65 crores annually, right? No, Manolo, if my numbers are right, I think it's still 50 crores. Curious question. If worked same thing in football in India, how different is it? Rephrase it. Should we play one friendly before qualifiers in March? Manolo, it depends on the scheduling. Um, if there is 3-4 days before that, yeah, that would work. When Germany beaten India in hockey, your reaction surprised or India not good on that day? No, I wasn't too surprised. Um, yeah, I wasn't surprised because despite what some people have been telling me, I thought Germany were a little better than India that day. So therefore, in the end, deservingly most probably reached the Olympic gold final. Danny is 34 now, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Danny is 34, but even a Danny Bath with his experience, having he's been a captain in multiple teams in the championship, would give us a level of stability which we don't have. भाई आज रेफरी ना जो जो डिसीजन दिया मुझे तो नहीं लगता वो ह्यूमन एरा है मुझे तो लगता रहे हैं जानबूझ कर क्या no I mean you've called yourself Crystal John but I don't think so. These players in Europe of Indian origin says they want to play for Indian team when they know the reality why they don't play ISL here. I don't think so. I mean, again, you're making an assumption. I know players who even early on in their career said that they would be um, willing to play for India. But again, if there's no opportunity, how are they going to play for India, right? So therefore, that's a difficulty. And why come to play in the ISL? Because in the ISL also they rather would want a foreign rather than Indian origin player. Has FSL any role to play in AIFF other competitions? Manolo, they are the commercial rights holders, and sort of their job is to try and sell the rights, but that has not been possible or happening. So yeah, theoretically all AIFF competitions, but now this year they're saying that the AIFF is going to try and do it themselves. I need to admit, I have learned Indian player coaches earn good money from you. Also, agree about the infrastructure within India. Thanks, Neil. Do you think player development process in Europe and other and Western world is another level, but India fight among federation and we criticize our players without knowing ground realities? Yeah, of course, the development process is much more structured in this part of the world, right? Rather than if you look at in an Indian standard. So therefore, it's different. So therefore, from that standpoint, federation fighting is an issue. Again, as I say, coaches, competitions, these are also very very important things. F is still running junior team better than AFF. Yeah, they're not, right? So the national teams are all with the AFF. What's your role in your football management earlier? I have helped and supported the AIFF. I've never had an official role with the AIFF as such. We've worked also with Reliance at the time when they were trying to set up the ISL, set up Mumbai City Football Club, and then set up also Roundglass Punjab. So that's what some of the things that I've done. Why OCI players will come to India and play in ISL at a lower level and they have to live here for 5 years to get citizenship? Exactly, Manolo. Any update on the Super Cup? None. Um I never had a role with the Indian team per se. I've helped the Indian team juniors with camps and other things, but I've never had a role with the Indian teams. Christian Pulisic as player, how do you rate? Christian Pulisic is someone who's done well for himself. I remember seeing him as a youngster at Borussia Dortmund, captain of the United States, good player. Bibiano Fernandez as a coach, how do you see? I personally see he has done good. He's done a good job, Bibiano. Now he's at BFC, and therefore for him, that continues. And now he has to sort of develop players and talent. So he's on that challenge, and yeah, let's wait and see what Bibiano can do with whatever he has available to him at BFC. Sarah would love to see you someday in BFC management. Thank you, Giron Rare. Rishikesh asks, do you follow Indian cricket? No, I don't, Rishikesh, to be honest. Born and brought up in Germany, cricket was never a sport, and yeah, that's something. I'm 100% sure FCL will only manage ISL from next season. Will that also mean that 50 crores fund go down drastically? Manolo, let's wait and see. Again, they need to talk, they need to sort themselves out. That's not happening. And that to me is a concern that these conversations on this very, very important topic, which is the most important topic, uh, you know, So therefore, yeah, let's wait and see. But to me, it's a challenge, and what FACL will do. Germany's great in hockey too. Yes, they are. Bibiano also failed to deliver a result in Asian Cup and got exposed. I don't think he got exposed. I think that we faced teams who were just better than us. If you like it or I like it, that's the reality. I would love to see Bibiano as U23 coach for Ahmedabad Olympics. Let's see if India's going to get the Olympics. India's just sent a letter of intent. That's not a formal bid. Many more countries will bid for 2036. So, piano. Let's wait and see. Yeah. Chetri and JJ went on trials and Rangers and came back as very good. We should do something similar if possible. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I was actually involved in that one at the time with Glasgow Rangers. Right, over an hour. I need to head out today, ending a little earlier than usual and quicker and faster. So, guys, as always, like, share, and subscribe Arunfoot here on YouTube. And yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow with another live. Do, as I say, do watch the other things, and um, like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow. Good night, everyone.